All this time I was disconnected by cell phone, away, thinking, rethinking finding me somehow. Like that connection I felt I had lost. That feeling like not knowing what one is going to be and stuff like that. And also, on the other hand, as I was locked up, in myself, my thoughts as that thing in life that can be done. From 2024, I hope I have at least made progress, both at the level personal as mental and series follow. Evolve in a certain way, seek new horizons. And now 5 years, how do you imagine yourself? And that question is very difficult, honestly, like a lot of uncertainty.
Because I can plan something and that something obviously may not come out, and then at the same time it's kind of frustrating.
But it gives you a panorama that anything can happen. I couldn't tell you what it is that how I look 5 years from now. But good shape, for example. Oh good, it's not just fear, but is not being able to achieve what I want through time. It's a fear we all have, I guess. So that's why I'm here doing this, to be able in some way to achieve what one wants. I mean, it's okay to think as well, but like I say in the song, I get tired of thinking, acting. See, what if one doesn't act and just think it's like a little controversial if you want something? Because if you are left thinking it happens to me like that, well, it's okay if you think a little. Sometimes you have to think twice about things, but in a way I also feel that you do not have to be thinking everything. Yes, you can do it at once. For me, and what changed was brutal because, well, I had some terrible habits. And actually, like, I feel a little more liberated from that because it's something like you clings. I say it before smoking, that made me sick. Obviously that does harm to the body. Everyone can do what they want. It's in one and how you live your experience and that. But from my point of view, it was something like that. I am a basketball player. Been in quarantine, came from those habits. There was all sports closed. And then it was like normal to smoke, and it was like, well, restrictions were lifted. Return play as wanting to run and not able. I caused it a lot of helplessness. It caused me a lot of helplessness. Why? If I started to see to the past, when I was younger, I ran 40 minutes straight, and it was like, it just can't be. What happened here? And it's like a before and after. I decided how to get back to power, implement, or do what you did before, little by little. At first it cost a band because you get used to it, and when you get used to it, it's like detaching yourself from what you have. It is very difficult, and more so with that, it is like a need. At first it is like but then how the you check of things. So that was like my experience of being able to leave. There is a phrase that I remember seeing on a wall a long time ago. Come in if you want, go out if you can. Very strong. Well, I didn't understand it until it happened to me before. Why do you think you started with bad habits? Curiosity. Curiosity. Exactly. And that's why it's like, I already not it is that's why. And yes, okay, nice people what can start doing that. I'm telling you it's not that way. Literally a bad play, like in basketball I ran 5 minutes and anything. Come in if you don't want to, leave if you can. Is ECDASIS is a word. What? The meaning. Metaphorically speaking, it's like a feeling of growth for everything it encompasses, an evolution, and how leave behind that old one. or that old person or whatever you want move forward in a different way. And before it was as if it no longer matters anything that the 13th of the future is managed and taken charge. It seems very selfish to think about now and not think. In the future, every action has its consequence. Obviously, or every action has its result. Be a little empathetic with what it can happen. The question is rather, do I think I could have been successful sooner? And I think so. Why? Because the music industry's good. It is like, from my point of view, the industry that I think of is like, at that time I went out, you saw the rock stars. Those of rock and roll take the tis that this, what that. And it's like that one could have done that and exposed it. But a part of me said that it was not the right thing to do. That's why I said that I felt trapped. I couldn't expose, I couldn't, no, I felt it was the right thing to do. Give that image of me, I didn't think so. After, well, I got out as best I could. This project is very important to me because there are people who, like I said, they could be going through the same situation, and I would like to know how to anticipate that shot or anticipate that play, that bad trick. And also because I have people who listen to me and I would like to be able to give them something positive and can feeling of keep forward. What would you say to yourself about the of the day? I went out to give the message because I passed it on and I did it, and I feel a certain responsibility. On the one hand of guide, so that exactly the last time I smoked was, there was gone to Buenos Aires to play basketball and I haven't smoked in a month. I was coming out of it. And just that day I made the biggest dunk of my life. A mate, I grabbed the ring. And he was super tall, and for celebrate what he had done, it was smoking. I say, well, it was a celebration and I had a bad trip that I wouldn't wish on anyone. Look bad, I did things unnecessary. So that also, like that bad experience I had, it wasn't worth it. If I had to go back to that day, I would say it is not enough. You already said you were going to leave him, it's not necessary. But I think it was necessary to be able to reaffirm what he was doing. I also think that I don't know if it's necessary to say, but I started with that when I came to live here, when I started university, and it was I think 3-4 years that I did it. It happens like this, but that it happens like that afterwards, it made me really bad, so that was nothing. I hope it helps you.